Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. Today we've got an update. So we're 22 games into the season, 2/3 of the way through. We've just got through January. As I said, we've powered through the season. We are on the 1st of March. And we will be playing one game today against MTK. But before we get started into that, there are a few updates I need to give you with regards to team news. Now, as you can see, there's more money coming in and more money has been spent. So I've continued my spending spree because, unfortunately, the board have decided they wanted to get rid of half of my team. Now, I'm going to talk you through who has left and what's happened. So the first person to go was Kadu. He got bought by the Chinese side DL Pro for £5.5 million. Straight up, the board was just like, he's going, you can't argue it. Okay, great, fine. We've got lots of right backs coming through. We bought a bunch of right backs from a young right back, so I wasn't too fussed. It was okay, nothing too stressful. Then Patrick Lanza got sold. Now, in this situation, I fought for the right for him to stay. They agreed. Then another offer came in and they agreed to that. So we're selling him, and I managed to get him to bump it up to £13 million coming in. So we did end up getting a bit of money for him, but I am gutted that he's gone because he was obviously by far our best left back. Then at this period, obviously, I'm starting to look for players to try and replace people and all that sort of thing. Then a bid comes in for Rian Brewster, who's only just played for us and signed for us, who's only played 17 league games. Now, and he's gone off to China as well. China have decided to ransack our club. Obviously, again, the board just accepted it. I couldn't argue, and that was it. That was just how it went. And the most recent one, which was only about a week ago, Daley St. Graven's now gone. So both of our first team left backs just gone. St. Graven was playing really well for us as well. You can see here, 7.52 rating, 20 appearances, 4 goals, 6 assists. He was doing very, very well for us this season. I was playing him a little further forward as well in centre midfield and attacking midfield at times. So him and Lanza will be a massive, massive loss. There are a lot more loans going out as well. So we've loaned a bunch of players to Puskas Academia and a few other teams as well. For players that have come in, for example, Mohammadi, who was in the first team, who's played 3 games for us, our first team, has joined Frankfurt on loan. Reason for that as well is because we're currently top of the league quite comfortably. Being knocked out of the Europa 2 quite early on has made it quite easy for us to get into a good rhythm. I think the dodgy start and the Europa Cup 2 wasn't helped by all the players that were coming and going. So I'm hoping we can kind of, in the summer, there won't be any sort of outgoings really, or to be honest, many incomings. The only incomings I might get is if there's a specific position we haven't got anyone who's tailored for just yet, and I want someone a bit of more of quality. But what I will do is I'll also take you through the boys that we have brought in during the period away from us. So there's been a bunch. So you saw Rai with us, but first up we've got Cristiano. Brazilian attacking midfielder, looks very nice. A nice little attacking player with 16 finishing and 16 technique. Some good all-round kind of stats there. At 19 years old, not bad. 9.25 million, so I'm pretty happy with that. I think we could make some money on him as well in a few years. Next up was Christopher Koch. Not a bad player. Nothing stand out though. Again, it was 1.2 million. I'm thinking possibly profit in the future. We could certainly use him. Also, I've just kind of gone mad with all these young players that we're bringing in. Next up, Jasmine Ivkovic. Looks a very good right back, so perfect replacement next season, ready to go. Then we've also got a German Pereira, a player that's coming on a free, Uruguayan left back. Decent player by the looks of things. Is at Dioscure in the 2nd division, so I wanted to keep most of these guys in the country as much as possible to try and keep any form on there. David Palmer was the next one, mainly because his surname's Parner. Parner? I can't even say my own surname. Palmer. So obviously had to try and get him in. Nothing special, but you never know, he might come out good in the end. 6'2", so a big guy. Next, we've got Milan Gelatic. This is probably the best player we've kind of signed, is to going into the first team straight away as an inside forward sort of player. So because he's not got amazing finishing, but he is still scoring a bunch of goals. 3 goals in 6 games isn't a bad turnaround, really. Then we've got Carl Lambert, who's coming from Tottenham. He's gone straight out on loan as well. It looks not bad. Good bravery, good determination, good work rate and teamwork. So all these stats are good. Technical's got room for improvement, but he's only 18, so absolutely something. He's out to Budafok. Burasetti has come in, and he is our current left back now. 16 years old, Romanian. Yeah, he's in the first team playing at left back at this stage because both of our left backs left, which wasn't obviously the initial plan. Then we've got... I'm going to butcher this. Volodymyr Prichodko. He's awful. No idea why I got him, just because of the name, really. And then Anwar Al-Matari. Tyree, again, not great. It was just because he's a Kuwait international and I could get him in for 450k. So just thought, why not? Ruslan Segriv is the next one, who is currently out on loan at Ruka Lviv. Again, nothing special, but another player that I think we could still get something out of, and he's also massive at 6'6". Then you've got Mikhail Antonovsky, a Bulgarian international at 19 years of age. Looks pretty decent, a right back as well, obviously, but he's in this young youth academy setup at the moment, and we'll go for at the end of the season, really go through the players, see who we want to try and get out on loan and that sort of thing. He came in for £1 million. Marko Sekasan is the next one, another Serbian who is capped at under-19s. Good pacey player, good first touch, good technique and all that sort of thing. There are room for improvement. The dribbling, crossing, finishing, all of those could do with a good improvement. But 18 years of age, I think we could still get something out of him and even sell him on for a bit more than 5 million. Then we've got Kai Hoff, who has come into the first team and started things. Only 5'11", but some amazing tackling at 17. Tackling and marking's good as well. So I think that kind of makes up with things, and I'm hoping he just grows 1 more inch, because you know it always feels nice to have a Wow, I can't speak. Centre half. There you go. A centre half who's 6 foot tall rather than 5 something. And then finally, the biggest amount of money I spent. I don't have a clue if this is actually going to be worth it or not. It's Antonio Malencia Mikkovich for 13.75 million. Now, he's 17 years old. We signed him when he was 16, I think. Oh, no, he was 17 when we signed him. He's a left back who's right-only footed and 5'6". So I am trying to train him as a right back. He's got good pace and physicals at 17. Work rate is great, and teamwork's not bad either. And his tackling, technique, and marking are pretty decent. So defensively, not bad. I mean, he's 5'6", which isn't great, but if we can train him as a right back, so he's right-footed on the right side, then I think we can do bits. So it's not been a great time as of yet, but we are playing Ujpest, not MTK. What am I on about? We are playing Ujpest today. In kind of getting to the last stages of the season and everything like that. We have got through to the knockout. Let me show you kind of what's happened here. So when we were last together, we were here. We got the lovely 10-0 victory. But going through the next games, we've been unbeaten. The only blips really were Ferivar when we drew 0-0 away from home. The draw with ZTE, which was quite astonishing, really, because we went 2-0 down and they were bottom of the table at the time. So we had to come back in that one. And then Budafok beat us in the first leg of the Magyar Kupa, but we came back and won 5-2 and then beat him 3-1 in the league as well, just after that. So there is a triple threat of MTK coming up. But end of the season, we will have Budafok and hopefully another cup competition to show you, cup final. When it comes to the save, before I go into that, I'll quickly show you the team, what we're playing today against Ujpest. So in goal, Arijanak Murik, Elder Herminio, Diallo, Lewis and Birasetti, who's come in and only started a few games. That is probably one of the positions I'll have to improve. Kalmar and Robertson in the midfield. Robertson's dropped deeper to bring Cristiano in, who started to come into a bit of form. But Kalmar's been as good as Kalmar can be, you know. Milan Gelatic as well on that right-hand side. Salai has really got into some form this year. Bids are coming in for him, and I'm trying to keep hold of him as much as possible because he has performed very, very well. He's very well-rounded, and at 6 foot as well, he's a threat at the back post. And obviously, being a Hungary international always helps. And then Kaio George up front, doing very well for us. Got 15 goals so far this season. Decent little player. Very happy with him. And then we've got on the bench Santos Menezes, who came back from his loan deal at Manaus. So he's back into the team, so I thought I'd bring him up after all the mass exodus we had. Kai Hoff on the bench with Benye, Novoa, Gasparic, Rai and Marin as well, who's done very well this season. Sandri's been out injured for a while now, but he is coming back soon, which is good to see. And he's getting closer and closer to becoming an Hungarian national. 181 days. So hopefully next season, you never know, he might take up citizenship and then play for Hungary's. That's kind of my goal. If he can play for the Hungary's national team, I'm happy with the save. Whether we win the Champions League or not, or win any European competition, I'll be happy with that either way. But with that said, we will jump straight into the game and get stuck in. So we are playing Diwali, the former Red Bull Debrecen man. So it'll be a little bit of a challenge, but no, I'm very confident. Diallo's been performing well at the back with Lewis. We have had to put Elder Minutino at right back because of the injuries we have had as well. And kind of obviously all the players leaving as well doesn't help. But we'll get stuck in, and I think we're confident. I need to change this to positive from the start because I always end up changing it anyway. Oh, not attacking. Oh, and they've just scored. Great. Good start of the game. 2 minutes in, I'm changing to positive. And we concede from a corner, which isn't nice. I didn't really see it because I was fiddling around, but oh, it's come to the back stick. We should have won the initial header, but no one's marking him, and he's got a free tap in. But is this an instant response with Diallo out to Elder Herminio? Kalmar. Oh, I thought he was going to nick that and we were going to concede another one straight away. We've been just sowing what I can't get my words out. That's really bad. We've been doing really well in the league, so I'm hoping that this continues. We'll get the win and hopefully get back in the Champions League and get in the group stage again. There it is, Kaio George after the ball by Cristiano through to him. He's managed to get the goal we wanted from him, which is good to see. Yeah, I think as we can get in the Champions League again, even if we don't go through in the Champions League from the group stage, which I'm hoping we'll get to, if we can play in the Europa League, I think we've got a chance. I genuinely think next season, maybe not next season, but maybe the season after, I think we've really got a massive opportunity because our players have started, we'd have really sorted our side out. Hopefully we don't, as long as there's not more people going and the board's not just going to sell everyone, we will be okay. But that was the biggest issue over January, was just the fact that the board just wanted to get rid of everyone. Bids were coming in, and I mean they were profitable because it was the same with Kalmar. Kalmar got bidded on. They accepted the bid. I argued it. They said no, we're selling him. Luckily he didn't want to leave. He was happy to stay. Didn't accept the contract and all that. So he is still around, and he's got that goal to put us 2-1 ahead, which is good after the penalty. But yeah, so it's tough. If the board if we are gonna be a selling club where we bring in players, it's gonna be a real big challenge to be able to get anywhere in the European competitions. But we'll keep going. We'll keep powering through. We're only 5 years in, so at least another 5 years to go until we kind of go anywhere else. But we'll have to kind of judge things as we go, really. And like I say, we'll jump through seasons a lot quicker when if we're out of the Champions League or Europa League or whatever it might be, because obviously at this stage, unless it's kind of a drastic like last season, I'm pretty confident we can win the league with the team and squad we've got. They are on the attack, though. 24 minutes in. It's been quite a jam-packed first 25 minutes, but Cristiano is now able to drive forward the Brazilian attacking midfielder into Kaio George, who's now bombing down this right-hand side. Can he cut it back inside? He does to Kalmar, fires it across, bottom left-hand corner. That's his second goal of the game, and a much better one than the penalty, for sure. Bit nicer on the eye, but a lovely little move, lovely little counter-attack, and it's good to see that we're doing doing the business nice and early on in the game. Kyle George doing very well to kind of stop, play it back to Kalmar, who's driving into the box. We have got the tiki-taka 4-2-3-1, so we are retaining the ball a lot. You can see 58% possession. We're absolutely dominant in the league. It is kind of the Champions League if we change formation or if we try and stick to this or that side of things is where it will be really interesting to see what we can do. But again, Cristiano's getting in the box. It's a good challenge, but Herminio's there into Gelatic even, and it's a good goal. Lovely volley for the winger. And that's probably the position I'll play him in, unless he improves drastically on his finishing. I mean, that finish wasn't bad, to be fair, but that's kind of the thought process I'm going with. He's got enough kind of other ability going forward that it's a good position to have him in, but he's tucked into the box from that cross, and it's 4-1. Okay, so half time, and I think we will take Robertson off, and we'll actually bring on Santos Menezes. We're in such good form at the moment. I think we'll swap them over as well, so he's a little bit deeper, just because I think his kind of tackling and stuff will be a bit better for a deep line playmaker. And then Kalmar can go bombing forward again, like he has done already in the game. But we'll leave it at that for now, and then we'll just see how the second half gets going. So throw in on the left-hand side, Brossetti with the in. It is cleared very easily, and they have got the ball going forward now. We've got plenty of players back, so there's nothing really to worry about at this stage, and it's cut out by Gelatic very well there. Can he work the ball now? We've got lots of space over here if we're able to kind of get that out there. Brossetti's having to kind of turn back, but into Santos Menezes, Salai into Cristiano again. We're working it well. Elder out wide is switched out there, and he's able to get it across again. It falls to Cristiano. I mean, it's not the best. It was kind of deflected into his path, but a good goal nonetheless. And it is 5-1. Comfortable victory already in the game, and we're only 50 minutes in with a good amount of time to play. We can see Salai obviously had to step off because of injury, so we might just take him off and switch him out for someone else. No point risking him. So Marin has come on for Salai. Like I say, I don't want to risk him. There's no point. We're easily going to win this now after being 1 down in the first 3 minutes. The boys have reacted well and definitely have got the victory now. Let's see if we can bring anyone else on. Maybe Gasprick on for Kalmar. Should we do that? Or we could bring in Rye in for Cristiano. Let's do that. Get Rye on. Give him a bit of game time in that attacking midfield role. See how he does for the last 15 minutes. But a good win. Definitely 5-1. I mean, it was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I mean, I know they're low in the table, but 5-1 victory. Bit of a shock to concede first in the game in the first 3 minutes. So I guess it probably helped the boys really kind of sort their shit out with that side of things. But a good win, absolutely. And you've seen it there, look at that, 38 game unbeaten record in the league. So absolutely fantastic. And again, you can see that we've obviously doing very well in the league with a 10-point gap now. They do have a game advantage, Frank Ross, but again, that's not really going to mean much. It's all in our hands with, it's 10 games to go, is it now? So lots of games to play, but pretty comfortable position. We've obviously got MTK in the quarterfinals. Hopefully we'll get to the final and I'll be able to show you that along with the final game of the season. And we'll go from there. So I hope you did enjoy. Like, subscribe and all that good stuff. And I will catch you next time.